Welcome back, fellow Sparkies. Today's Torque Talk.
We decided on a different name, didn't we?
Torque Talk.
No.
Revved up?
We decided, yeah, we parts and something. You found it on ChatGPT.
Yeah, Parts and Pistons.
Yeah, parts and pistons.
Yeah.
So that's
Parts and Pistons.
our placement name.
Placement name. All right, Parts and Pistons. Welcome back, fellow Sparkies. And we invite you and introduce you to kind of the temporary name we've decided to call this podcast. That name being Parts and Pistons. That way we can still have the acronym of PAP, the PAP.
Oh my God. I didn't realize he was doing that. Okay.
Tony knew about it. He's secretly happy, as you can tell.
Yep.
Today's topic is going to be why car enthusiasts hate Teslas.
Or not even why car enthusiasts hate Teslas, why we hate Teslas.
Why
we
everyone
are
hates-
car enthusiasts, but I know a few car enthusiasts that are like, oh, I like Tesla, and I just want to smack them up the face. Like, why? Anyway.
So kind of the topic stemmed from us being at the auto show and seeing the new Cybertruck. And when we saw it, Tony absolutely hated it. I don't think he liked a single thing about it. And he was just crap talking it basically the whole time. For me, Tesla is I like the idea of the company. I like, what Elon has made, especially the startup story. I remember when the first Roadster came out, I thought Tesla would be a company that's making cool electric cars. And he ended up making some of the most boring and bland cars
And
alive.
they're so ugly.
The Model 3 is literally like, you can ask AI to draw a car, and that's what the Model 3 would be. And if you asked AI to draw a small crossover SUV, it would probably draw you the Model Y, which is not that cool. Originally, you know what? The story of Tesla is pretty cool, because I found out that after the Roadster, he was having some financial troubles. And because of those financial troubles, he was looking for different types of sponsors. Or investors and stuff like that for other companies to have a stake within Tesla. And I always knew that in the beginnings there was some, interest or partnership with Mercedes. But then I found out exactly what that partnership was. It turns out that Elon went to be looking for partnerships, and he went to Germany. He went to Daimler-Benz, right? Mercedes-Benz. And they basically said that the only interest they would have in, electric cars is if they could make the smart electric. So he went in basically October. And then in January is when the Daimler, the Benz CEOs or executives would be coming to see him in LA. So what he did is he went to Mexico, because in the US they didn't sell the smart car, bought a smart car, put the Roadster's drivetrain in the smart car, and he made an electric smart car. And when Mercedes came over, they didn't even want to talk to him. They just wanted to come, they said they were going to come and talk to him and leave. But he's like, so do you guys want to drive the car? And he had an electric Smart ready for them to drive with the Roadster powertrain. So it was quick. It did wheelies, right?
Wheelies.
It did wheelies.
Oh,
and
week.
And it was cool. So those are the things I like about Tesla. What I hate about Tesla is the owners and the drivers, because they're worse than Toyota Corolla drivers.
They're so bad.
They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to change lanes. They just, I thought these cars were supposed to stop you from making stupid decisions, but I've seen Teslas make some of the most stupid decisions ever. I curbed one of my wheels on the Infinity because of a Tesla Model 3. The dude was just in the middle of two lanes, and I didn't want to hit him, right? Because I didn't want to deal with freaking insurance. Yeah. And he's just floating between lanes, right? And I'm like, aren't Teslas not supposed to do that? People think they buy a Tesla and it just drives itself. It doesn't. It's very annoying.
That's a bit on why I hate Teslas is 100% because of the owners. I feel like the people that have money think, what is the best fuel efficient car I can get? Oh, I'll get a Tesla, because then you get a huge tax break as well. And it's like, these guys don't know how to drive, and they expect the car to do the driving. So they cut people off, they slam on the brakes, they just interject into places they're really not supposed to be in a car, and it just looks so stupid. It makes the company look bad, and it embarrasses me to be driving with. It's like an invasion. There's like 100,000 to 3 nice cars. There's like 100,000 Teslas to 3 nice cars on the road.
Yeah.
At any given time. It's like I go for a drive and all of a sudden I'm in gridlock with 6 different Teslas. And I'm like, why are so many people buying this garbage vehicle?
See, and like as Canadians, maybe because we live in the GTA, it's very common for people to have a Tesla or electric car because they're not driving long distances, and it makes sense then because if you're not doing over 200 kilometers a day, then you can get away with getting a Tesla. But when me and Tony were in Florida, we didn't see that many Teslas compared to what we see in Toronto.
We saw like maybe our whole trip, and we were gone for a week. We saw like maybe 10.
Yeah. So and actually it's funny because our model Logan, she like when we were talking to her, she's like, "Oh, I would love a Tesla." And we're like, "Why?"
We
right?
both almost cried right there.
Yeah.
It was
so bad. But
like, how can you sit in a car with 2 car guys and we're sitting in a Camaro and then the next day a Challenger and she's like, "I love Teslas." I'm like, "Get out of the car." That's no.
But to her thing is like because we're like they're everywhere and she's like, "No, they're not." In her perspective, they're not.
I guess they're not. Yeah, in there, it's not because
it's not as common.
It hasn't
right?
taken over. Well, also you have longer distance driving
between cities and stuff like that.
It's like 3 blocks away. You need and there's an electric plug or like a charging station every like street.
Every major mall has a Tesla charging station, right?
Yeah.
You go to Yorkdale, you go to Vaughan Mills, you go to Sherway Gardens. They're all within like 30 to 50 kilometers of each other, right? So if you're just driving those distances, yeah, you can get away with it. But I guess in Florida, when you have those longer distances where you don't have those charging stations, like a lot of the gas stations, I just drove down to Florida and back. A lot of gas stations still don't have charging stations, right? So you really have to plan your trips.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. Like I've been to LA. In LA, there's a bit more of them, but I still will say that per capita, I feel Toronto has the most Teslas.
Oh, 100%. And it's because of the type of people that live here.
Yeah.
It's the type of people that come to Toronto. And it's mostly real estate people, and it's people with money that, again, want that car that they're not spending much money on, and because it's an environmental friendly car, they're getting a massive tax break.
Yep.
And like, but it's just depressing. Like, I hate the city in general. If it was up to me, I would live like way up north and like have 20 cars on the yard, just half broken, half built, 20 cars on the yard, just chilling there. That's what I like. But people who are in the city, I'm sure an electric vehicle or a Tesla would work. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against the look of electric vehicles, but
if
Teslas are garbage.
If we compare the Polestar we had to the Tesla, the Polestar looked cool.
And it was built well.
Like
the Tesla, just you see so many videos of it just like falling apart at the seams. The doors freezing in below 20 temperature, which is like normal for Canada. It's like negative. What is it now? Like negative 17 or like it's
it was negative 13 today with the wind chill.
Yeah.
So in Fahrenheit, that's about like.
And this is March, almost April.
Yeah, because negative 36 would be 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'd say it's like 10, 15 degrees Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking to Canadians here anyway, so...
Yeah, but people's cars, the Teslas, they wouldn't turn on. The doors, because they have those automatics like popping out door handles.
The door handles, the automatic door handles.
They wouldn't come out. It was like... Well,
proximity door handles.
So I had a piece of crap Honda for 3 years, okay, the CRV. If something ever broke down, I could find a way to still get in the car and get it started. But if your car is locking you out completely, no way, because a robot or a computer is controlling everything, no way for you to actually bypass that system, then how are you supposed to get to work in the morning? What are you supposed to do? Like with the Honda, I would have my driver door freeze. That's fine. I'll pop the trunk because it has one of those like It's not a
Latches at the
full.
top.
It's
Yeah.
not a full lock, but it has a simple latch. So you pop the trunk and you hop in the back, and then I could get to work. But if I had a Tesla and my stuff froze, like how am I getting to work? That's that, right?
Yeah.
That's very unreliable, especially if you. I'm sure if you live in like a warmer part of the world, but if you live in some place like Canada and you have to deal with frigid temperatures, you're just not gonna. It's not reliable for you. It's not good. But that's just the cold. What we were talking about specifically is the build quality is just like everything's falling apart. The plastic is garbage. The material is garbage. Like it's just like it's not very damage proof, and the body lines and the interior in general just doesn't like it doesn't match up. I don't have a hair. It just like goes like that. Like when they're supposed
Almost
to be,
as
or
bad
like,
as
or,
it's not as bad as the VinFasts, right? Those are even worse. So.
and we did we actually did we went to the auto show and we saw a bunch of electric cars that just looked garbage.
See,
Build
some of them
quality was terrible.
could be cool because you have the Corvette E-Ray, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it still has that naturally aspirated LS with an electric motor that's making more horsepower. That's technically hybrid, but that's cool, right?
Yeah.
You still have that V8 growl in your vet, and it's electric as well. That you can get away with, right?
They have. I mean, most supercar race cars have a bit of electrical components.
Formula
like,
One's all hybrid.
Yeah, like they have a way. Like there's videos online where you can see like a car. One of those race cars, the Formula Ones or whatever, turning on just to get it to the track, and then when it turns on, it's like vroom, like it's crazy. It's like a beast being unleashed. But without that beast component, it's just I can't say it on air, but it's not great. I don't know. I have a word for it specifically that I'm not gonna say, but it's that.
Yeah, Tony doesn't want to get fired.
I want to get fired, sued, everything.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's still going back to the main thing is the drivers, right? For us, it's people are too dependent on the driver technology in these cars, and they don't pay attention to the road. And you still need to pay attention to the road. And then they end up like they get in an accident in their Tesla, and they get a regular car, and then they wreck it within like a week because they're used to their car doing everything for them. People are becoming too dependent on things, right? And I still think it's like in Europe, it's still the way where if you go get your license, you either get a manual or automatic license, and then you can only drive an automatic, blah, blah, blah. And you're limited. Like rental places, if you go rent a car and they see you have an auto license, some of them won't even rent you a car.
Yeah.
Because they look at you as like inferior, which, like, let's be honest, if you don't know how to drive manual, you are inferior. So.
Factually, I think 90% of people who own Teslas or drive Teslas probably don't know how to drive manual. And
Nope.
It's such an exhilarating feeling to be in control of the car, not the car controlling you. Like, I was a valet driver for 4 years. And when I got in a Tesla, I wanted to cry. Because the car does it for you. And it's like, even when you don't want to do something, the car will do it for you. Stopping is so annoying in electric vehicles or Teslas in general, because as soon as you let off the gas, it starts stopping. It's like, I don't want to brake. Why are you braking for me?
That's the regenerative braking, right? You can turn that off.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's supposed to bring power back to the batteries.
I should read the manual with the
I don't think
cars.
Tony ever will read the manual.
I
of a
will.
Tesla.
No.
Nope.
I want to stay as far away from.
But I know one Tesla that Tony does like, and we saw it at Sick Week. It was the Boosted Boys Odyssey Plaid. It was like a Model S Plaid that had a Honda Odyssey body slapped onto it, and Tony loved it.
I don't love it. Okay, it was fast, but that's because it has a Tesla powertrain in it.
You thought it was cool. When you saw it,
it's cool. But I think if I want to love it, then they gotta mod that beast. Like they gotta get it in the paint and body shop. Get some fat wheels on it. Like they gotta really modify it so that it does it really. But it is supposed to be a sleeper car, so they're never gonna do that. But at that point, it's not even a Tesla. Because I really hate the look of Teslas. I don't like the feeling of Teslas.
Yeah, it was a Honda Odyssey with a Tesla motor.
Exactly. But that's why it was an okay car, because it was as fast as a Tesla. Probably, actually, there was footage of it gapping some cars on circular tracks too. So it's probably all the way around fast, but it didn't look like a Tesla. The look of Tesla is what infuriates me the most. It's so ugly. Like I said, like I don't mind other EV cars. I don't like electric in general because I think they're taking away from my true passion, which is gas guzzling, environment destroying
4-cylinder Hondas.
Yeah, with the computer attached. But
Tony does love his Hondas.
I don't love 4-cylinder Hondas. He thinks I do, but because I had one as a spare car. But
Tony,
no, I have an Eclipse.
Every time you see
Eclipse,
every time you see a EF or EK Civic, you go crazy.
Yeah, but they look awesome though.
Yeah, but they're like
They don't
B18s,
make cars looking like that anymore. I don't really
B18s,
care about-
K20s, they're all 4-cylinders.
I don't really care about the engine though. I just like the look and like the feel of them. Like you
still love them.
can really slam those cars and they still look amazing, and
Yeah,
it's great.
See, he loves them. There you go.
I don't love the engine though. I don't care about the engine much. Probably way easier to work on than any other car. The sound is nice, but I'm not really a big engine guy. Like I don't know much about engines. That'll be a video coming up about how much I don't know about engines. But
yeah, maybe we should do that on podcast one day. I think.
100% podcast and video though.
Yeah, probably both.
Because we're gonna reveal a bunch of things you shouldn't do based on my personal experience, and like we have like a new. Should we announce it? We're doing the keep it simple, stupid, like the Kiss videos.
Yeah, the Kiss videos,
Yeah, we're going to be releasing those on like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. So
and YouTube too. YouTube videos full.
Okay,
YouTube
yeah.
videos too.
So we'll do YouTube Shorts of just like
all.
fast stuff, and then the full YouTube video will be like a broader explanation.
More in depth, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I think for the next podcast, since we're kind of more established here, I think it's time to get some guests on the show. So we'll see what guests we can pull in and go from there. I think.
So I mean, if you watch the whole video or you listen to the podcast fully, this is the time to say to put in the comments on YouTube or whatever what kind of person you'd like to see. You want to see somebody who slams.
If you want to be.
Oh yeah. If you want to volunteer and come on, we'll get you some lunch. You can eat with us.
I was just gonna say we'll get you some Parts Avatar swag, but sure.
I like to eat. Don't be taking food away from me. But yeah,
Tony likes to eat a bit too much.
Mm-hmm. If you want to put comments or you want to comment and say what kind of person you like to see on the channel,
or the next topics.
Maybe it's a Tesla extraordinaire. We'll bring somebody in so we can have a fight in the parking lot.
I'll call up Elon real quick. There we go.
Yeah. With those contacts, we're making it big here now.
Yeah.
You want to see a drifter? We know a drifter. We know somebody that destroys VWs and not VWs.
Who are you?
I'm talking about Pona. He like manipulates them.
Manipulates them. What do you mean? He's a VW. He's a diesel enthusiast. He's a big diesel. He has 3 cars and they're all diesel.
Point is, it's not original. And he manipulates it to work.
He has a TDI swap Jeep. He has a diesel Cummins or Cummins. Is it Cummins? I don't know. It's a C20 or K20 Chevy truck, and he has a 335D M57 BMW. Right. Okay. So straight diesels.
We also know some BMW enthusiasts. We know.
Yeah.
I have a welder buddy that I could bring in and he could talk about things. Anything, man. We have a lot of contacts that we can have people come in and chat about stuff, and so that we're not just telling our stories. Even though our stories are fun and funny and maybe a little bit easier to
relate to,
but it might be good to see somebody with actual education and experience.
Yeah. We'll see who can pull in. Yeah, I think we'll end it off there for today.
We're going to have to change this video because originally our idea was talking crap about the Cybertruck. We didn't mention the Cybertruck at all.
No, I thought we were going to talk about why we hate Tesla.
Okay, so another video will be specifically about the Cybertruck because that is a demon on its own.
Yeah. just like the Dodge Challenger Demon, right?
But that's a beautiful demon. The Cybertruck demon is just ugly.
Yep. And that's where we'll end it. Thanks for coming to
Thanks for watching.
Parts and Pistons.
And listening. And excuse me while I break the whole system.
Yep. Tony just loves the pap, and we go from there.
The pap.
Remember, Parts Avatar has got your back, so don't forget to subscribe to the Parts Avatar channel so you don't miss any of these exciting videos.